The water from this reverse osmosis water filter tastes amazing. Well, by amazing, I mean it almost has no taste at all, which is kind of weird. I'll get more to the taste later on in this video. But perhaps the thing I like most about this is I have really hard water in my house, and this water filter takes out the lime or calcium in the water. You can see here's our tea kettle after about a week of using it, and we have this lime built up on this cup because I left some water in one day. It's just really bad, and so it's nice to have a way to have actual pure clean water. Besides just drinking, this is important for me because we use humidifiers a lot. That's the ultrasonic kind, and you're not supposed to use tap water because of the calcium buildup that can get in the air. I also use evaporative coolers, same deal there. I've noticed on some of my plants that I've got some calcium or lime buildup on top of the plants. That's not good for it either. So besides drinking, those are some of the reasons that you may want to use a reverse osmosis filter like this. I set up this filter outside of our sink so you can kind of see how it works. But before I get to all of the features of the filter, I do want to point out that this is a sponsored video. This was sent to me so I could try it out and make this video. Probably the main thing that you need to know about this is it does require power. So if you don't have power under your sink already, this might be a bigger project than you're anticipating. And going along with needing power, it needs that power because it has a pump, it uses a pump. So it does make noise when the pump comes on. If the water filter is exposed like mine, it does seem kind of loud. If you put it in a cabinet, obviously it's not going to be quite that loud. That's something that you need to be aware of. And the unique thing with this water filter is it actually has two filters, and it has two sides of the faucet. One side is just filtered water, and the other side is the reverse osmosis filtered water. So with the filtered water, they say you could use that for washing dishes, which I honestly don't know why you wouldn't just use tap water for that. The thing with the filtered water is it does seem to use your water pressure. So if you do use that to wash your dishes, you're not going to have the pump come on or be loud or anything like that. For me, I use it for my plants because it does take the chlorine out of the water, so I like that. Another cool thing while filming this video, because I didn't have high water pressure, did some really cool laminar flow. That's not important. I just think that's pretty cool. But how fast the water comes out of this will depend on what your water pressure is like. The other filter, of course, is the reverse osmosis water filter, and it basically takes out everything. So you can use this for drinking, use it for cooking, tea kettle, watering plants, whatever. It really takes out just about everything. And again, tastes amazing or is almost virtually flavorless. And speaking of the taste, I did some taste tests where I measured the water. So when I measured our tap water, I have a TDS meter. I think that's what it calls it. It basically measures the number of particles in the water. Our tap water is at about 300. And honestly, the taste of this, I really like our tap water. I like how it tastes. And that might just be because I'm used to it. I've been drinking it for years and years. When I tried just the filtered water, I measured that as well. I think it was exactly the same as the tap water for the parts per million. I think that's what ppm stands for. It was at 300 as well. And the taste was almost identical as well. There might have been a difference, but I really didn't notice anything. With the reverse osmosis water, I measured that at 20 ppm. So really it takes out just about everything. And the taste for that is really kind of hard to describe. It really is like you're almost drinking nothing. It has no flavor, just a hint of flavor. And the best way I could describe that is if you've had bottled water, some might describe that as a little bit of a sweetness. I don't know if I would describe it that way, but it's just a hint of that bottled water taste. But it's pretty cool to have water that almost does not have any flavor or taste at all. Just nice and refreshing. So if you have hard water like I do, there's a lot of good reasons to get a reverse osmosis thing like this. The main thing you need to know is that you need power to be able to put it under your sink, and it is going to make some sound. It's fairly straightforward to install. I'm not going to show that because the Amazon listing has a perfectly fine video for that. You can also easily buy the replacement filters, and it comes with a tool to take the filters in and out. So it's really nice and easy to replace the filters. All around, great water filter.